Good afternoon and welcome to the Team Rise and Grind weekly meeting. My name is Coach Chaz, leader of the group, but just another guy who wanted to build a business like anyone else doing this thing. Starting off with recognition, I'm going to do recognition solely based on people who are currently at Success Club. It doesn't matter if you're just at 1 point or 1,000 points. If you have at least 1 point, that's how you get recognition on my list here. So what I'm going to start doing is I'm going to list your Success Club points and your personal volume from customer sales. So even if you have 1,000 volume points based on customer sales, if you don't have a Success Club point, unfortunately, that's not going to be on this list. Since Success Club is such a huge driver of our business, that's what I want to primarily focus on. So I have myself leading the pack at 6 points with 1,805 volume points from customer sales. Followed directly by Kaylee, who's at 4 points and 1,215 points. I'm sorry, 1,200 points would be nuts. 1,215 volume, which is customer sales, of course. Then we have Dawn at 2 points and 137 volume, and Chelsea Fox at 2 points and 90 volume. So congratulations to you guys who are currently at Success Club. Obviously, we are in Team Cup Challenge. We have 3 teams. So 15 of us inside of this group are all on a Cup Challenge team. It doesn't necessarily have to be strong right out of the gate. I can tell you some of my most successful months, I got most of my points in the last week of the month because I personally start a lot of my challenge groups on the last week or the first week of the month. So typically it's like the 3rd and 4th week where I get most of my points at. So I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a system to follow for starting challenge groups, which is going to help you have some type of guideline to help you rack up those points and get your challenge groups going. So as you all know, we are starting a team challenge group. Yesterday, I went ahead and created a Facebook event page for this group. Now, I got this idea because I am inside of another kind of a partner team is Team Elite Stronghold, and they have their own version of Coach Basics and more in-depth ones, and I'm inside of one called Accelerated Diamond. So I'm going to take some of that information that I feel is useful to you guys. I'm going to bring it on over. So one of those things was to, instead of just posting on your Facebook saying, hey guys, I'm starting a challenge group, who wants to join me? You know, hit like if you want to message and that kind of stuff. What you do is create a Facebook event page, invite 50 people, not 100, just invite 50 people. And these are not random 50 people. These are 50 people who you know that are not on challenge packs or not doing products, people who you want to talk to in the past, maybe have had some fear so you don't reach out to them. This is a great technique to use because if you send them an invite to the event page, what it's going to do is if they hit going, that shows that they're interested without you having to physically confront them and ask, are you wanting to do my challenge? So this is a really good way for you to build that list of people who are interested in it, and then from there you can follow up via message. That's where you take it to a private message, guys. You can't do it all through comments. You have to find out personally, one-on-one, what their goals are, why they want to do the challenge, all that kind of stuff I've talked about 1,000 times in the calls. If you need refreshers, go to the team page on Team Rise and Grind under files and team call recordings, and you guys have 40 recorded calls just like this one you can tap into. So I personally did that for my 50 people yesterday. You guys, I invited a lot of you guys. If you did not get the invite to that, just type in, forgot what I even called it. Reclaim Your Life is what I'm calling it. So 30-day Reclaim Your Life Challenge. You guys can title it however you would like. That's personally how I'm gearing it because I feel that as Beachbody coaches, we all have a general goal of helping people reclaim their lives. Not necessarily, we use the term change their lives, which can happen, but I'm a believer that God instilled a certain aspect inside of each of us that sometimes we just need to find. It's in there all of our lives, but some people just need to reclaim it because we let life happen, and it's up to us to reclaim it and take control of it. So that's why I'm titling that group. So what I want you guys to do, instead of everyone inviting to my event page that I did, I want each of you to make your own so you can keep it very one-on-one basis with your clients and your customers. So one of your biggest takeaways from this call is, and I'm going to do another post in the group here for the guys who weren't able to make it on the call today. So I want you guys to make an event page. If you don't know how, just go to click on events, whether it should be on your left side underneath those different bars. If not, just type in events on your search bar and you'll see it pop up there as an app. So go to events, and then on the top right, you should be able to click on create event. So you create it, go to mine. If you have not seen mine or we're not invited to it, message me and I'll show you. So you can put the wording that I put in there, but you want to make it your own because you want your customers to be assigned as your coach, right? Because even though I'm trying to put this whole thing together, I want this to be a team effort. So I don't want it to be a situation where we have 50 different clients and customers inside of here and all of us different coaches, and people are confused on, well, who do I go to with questions? The people that you bring into the group, these are your clients. They are your responsibility. So you make sure that you're not letting them stray. It's happened several times in the past. And it's not going to happen again. So I want you guys to make sure that you're creating your own separate event pages. Send out 50 invites is what I did. And out of 50 people, you should get at least 5 to 10 is your goal. If you can get 5 to 10 prospects out of that, and out of those 5 to 10, maybe you only get 1 or 2 challenge pack sales. That's perfectly fine. That's a great ratio right there. That's going to help you get your points, get your commissions, and build your business. We're wanting to get the people who are serious in this challenge group. So with that, we're going to team up as coaches. So I'm going to do another post inside the group here. So I want each of you to comment on there when you see it. I'm going to say, okay, guys, who is interested in being a leader in this group, meaning you're going to join as a coach. So if we get 10 of us that are in there, I'll make sure I give all 10 of you guys recognition when we start this challenge group, because there's going to be a lot of customers in there. I want to try to get 50 people plugged into this challenge group. It's going to be huge. So I want to be able to get 50 people in that group and then say, okay, guys, I'm going to do an intro video, bring you guys on. That would be fantastic if we can do that. And I'll say, we're going to introduce these coaches. They're going to share a little bit about themselves and why they're here to help you. I think that would be awesome for us to pull together as a team with a team vision and show people what we're about. Because although we're individually signed up as coaches trying to run our own business and hit our own goals, we're still here as a team, right? That's why I built Team Rise and Grind, because I could have tried to build this business by myself without the Facebook group, without doing team calls, but that doesn't fulfill me. I get fulfilled when I know that there's a community of people that are just like me who are trying to better themselves and better other people. Because that's why God put us on this earth, and that's why I'm busting my butt to make that happen. So does that sound good to you guys so far, hosting that team challenge, getting a bunch of us on there on board? Awesome. Any questions about the event page? Okay, cool. And again, I'm going to recap all of this inside of a post so you guys can check in the group after the call. So challenge group starts July 21st, which is in 2 weeks from today. Now, there's one thing you can do, because some of you may not be in a position that I was in back before 2013. Because January 2013 is when I put my foot down and I said, I'm going to make this thing work. I started hosting challenge groups every single month ever since then. But before that, I was in a position. Hello, Danny. Thanks for hopping on. I was in a position where I didn't have any type of network. I had a few sales that came in here and there, but for the most part, it was just me trying to put out these random Facebook posts saying, hey guys, who wants to do a challenge group? And next thing you know, I had crickets. Nobody was trying to join me. So what you can do is host a free 5 to 7 day challenge. What I mean by this is a couple different ones you can do. I've already done a post about this, and most of you have already implemented, which is fantastic. So host a free 5 to 7 day, it can be a 10 day if you want, free challenge group. I would say with less than 2 weeks until our big challenge group starts, I would probably want to have you guys do like a 5 to 7 day, make it a little bit shorter. So a free challenge is good because it draws everybody in, because not everybody is going to want to pay for anything right off the bat, especially when they don't know you, they don't know your coaching style, they don't know if they're going to connect with you, so they don't want to spend the money to make that happen. So if you do a free challenge, it's going to draw those people in, and after that challenge is over, you can say, okay, who's ready for the next one? See who's interested, and then let them know, okay, me and my team are going to be leading a big challenge group. It's going to be 30 days long. It's going to be 30-day all-out push using Shakeology, a Beachbody program, etc. So a couple examples of a free 5 to 7 day group. You can do a clean eating challenge or a whole foods challenge. And what you can do is if you have 21-day fix, you can go in there, look up the 3-day quick fix, and that gives you a very basic nutrition plan to follow. It tells you exactly what to eat. You can search on your Team Beachbody website, the main one, the one with the blue header. Go in there and go under nutrition, and I think it's recipes, and you can find a nutrition calculator and all that stuff. So you can come out with your own style of this stuff. Another great one to follow, guys, is if you go to Google and just type in Whole30. Whole30 is basically like a paleo eating style, and they have shopping lists and what to eat and guidelines and all that stuff. Great information. Get a hold of it. Post it inside the group. Next one is going to be, you can do like a squat, push-up, burpees, or sit-ups challenge. You can do individuals or you can pair those together. I personally hosted a 10-day squat and push-up challenge. It was probably one of the most, I'm going to put this, most engaged groups that I've had in a while. Because challenge groups, if you do a 30-day group every single month like I've done, it gets to the point where you need something fresh, something new, some good energy to get people involved. So I hosted this group and it had great feedback. So now I'm in the middle of another challenge, which is a core challenge. So I paired together Russian twists, plank, and leg lifts. And people are dying because it's intense, but they're loving it at the same time. I know several of you are in that group, and you're probably as sore as I am today. So get creative. You don't have to do exactly what I just said. This is what's working for me. I want you to take these ideas and customize them. You hear the term, you don't have to reinvent the wheel, which is true, but you can customize it. You can personalize it, add your own flair to it. So come up with some different ideas and host a 5 to 7 day challenge. And after those 5 to 7 days, you start promoting our next big one. Or if you already have somewhat of a network, somewhat of a foundation built, go ahead and start promoting for the big one now. Second to last, who was on the team call this morning, the national coach call? Was that not awesome? This gal was Anita. I don't remember her last name. So Anita got on there and she basically shared what she called was her formula. And I'm calling it like a recipe for success, because this is pretty similar to what I've been doing since January 2013. I love it because she gave a very specific guideline to follow. And I've been following something like this loosely. My guideline was I host a free group, usually about once a month, maybe every 2 months. And then from that free group, I get all my new people and I plug them into a paid group. From that paid group, usually a 30-day challenge, I find those leaders. That's where a lot of you came from. And I find the leaders who I know would be amazing Beachbody coaches, and I get them signed up as coaches. So the way that she put this was, and if you have a pen handy, go ahead and write this down as well. The first week of every month, so this can be the first Monday or sometime just within that first week of every month, you're going to start a free 5 to 7 day group. And like I just talked about, this can be either a clean eating group, which is a really popular one, or some type of like push-up, squat, sit-ups, jump knee tucks, lunges, whatever you want to do. Just start a free group the first week of each month. Get people drawn in. Second is going to be the third or the fourth week is when you do the larger paid group, the 30-day challenge. Again, you can customize this 30-day challenge to however you want it to be. You can add in a daily assignment as far as homework, daily reading. Lindsay Matway, she's been hosting one that I really want to get in on and figure out what she's doing with it, because I think it would be amazing. But she's been doing these faith-based challenge groups, and that's gotten tremendous feedback on it. So come up with what works for you. Remember, add your own flair to this thing. So that's going to be your third or fourth week of the month. And like you heard me talk about earlier, this is kind of what I've always done. Now, the next one, number 3, is going to be a Coach Basics the first Monday of every month. And this Coach Basics can be a 10-day, a 15-day, a 20-day, a 30-day. If you have not led a Coach Basics group yet, message me if you'd like to get plugged into one, because I have my own video series of Coach Basics. And like I said, I'm inside of a group right now called Accelerated to Diamond. And I do post in it's usually the first Monday of every month they start a new one. So if you guys want to be plugged into the next one of those, I highly, highly, highly recommend it, because their content is awesome that they're putting in there. So feel free to message me. And number 4 is going to be a open house or sneak peek into coaching the 3rd Monday of every month. And what an open house or sneak peek is it's usually like a 5 or a 7-day group that's geared towards people who are interested in the business but not ready to commit. So what you do is you host this group, and for 5 to 7 days, you're basically giving them all the information. It's like a 5 or 7 day business opportunity webinar. And there's a certain layout that I'm inside of another group right now that I'm actually getting the layout from that group. I'm going to give it over to you guys. So I'm going to be hosting our own as a team as well. So I'll get more information on that when I know some more. Last up is going to be hosting a business opportunity webinar weekly. This is personally something I've never done, and after hearing her talk about that today, I know it's one of my missing links. So I'm going to definitely be hosting one once a week. This is going to be open for the entire team. Shout out to Phil, who's done several recorded versions of his. Phil, I don't know if you still have yours up and active. I know you wanted to redo one towards Canadian as well. So reach out to myself or reach out to Phil, because he's already got a couple recorded. So I'm personally going to be hosting a live business opportunity webinar every week. Why live? I could record it and use that to send people to. I think doing it live might have a greater impact for the people who are there, because they're going to feel like I'm going to be able to open up for question and answer at the end. And I feel like anything you do live is always a little bit more powerful than just watching a recording. Just like our team calls here. You guys don't have to all be here, right? It's completely optional. You chose to be here on this live call. But being here on the live call makes you feel like you're more engaged with something rather than just watching a recorded video. So I want to start hosting a business opportunity webinar weekly. That's probably not going to start this week, possibly next week. I have to put the slides together. I have to run through them a couple times and practice. But that's going to be open for all you guys to use. So you can promote it. Let's say, I don't know, if I choose like Friday nights, let's say Friday nights at 6 p.m. You guys can use that and post on your walls and talk to your people and say, hey guys, my team leader, or whatever you want to call me, I don't care. But basically one of my teammates, Charles Leslie or Coach Chaz, is going to be hosting a business opportunity webinar. This is live. If you want to get plugged in on it with me, let me know. So you guys can use all of that. Questions so far? I'm kind of blasting through this material. All right. You guys know me when I get on a roll. I just realized I got skin on my nose. I think I got it. I went to the river for like 3 hours yesterday. I'm already peeling a little bit. Okay, finishing up. I want to cover something that I think a lot of us struggle with, including myself, even after 5.5 years of doing this stuff. It's confidence. This isn't related to business tactics or marketing or anything like that. You can have the best systems in the world. You can have the best training in the world, the best videos, the best knowledge. You can read 1,000 books a year. I don't care. None of that is going to be relevant unless you have confidence in what you're doing, right? Like I said, I've been in the struggle in the past where all I did was study. All I did was read. I knew the ins and outs of the business. I knew exactly how to get to Diamond. I knew the resources for every single thing. But I didn't have the confidence to talk to anybody about it. And guess what? I bitched and complained for months that I was stuck at Diamond. And I went to Summit this year, and that's one big takeaway I took out of that thing was every damn person that was on that stage as 5-star and above, they were confident in themselves. They had the vision of themselves being there before it was even done. So confidence. There's three things that make up confidence, because we always hear you need to be confident, you need to be confident, but actually being confident, it's extremely tough. It takes practice is the number one thing that it takes. Because if, let's say you want to get used to getting out there in like grocery stores and randomly talking to people, you're never going to be able to do it unless you practice it. Just like what I talked about last week, the easiest way to ride a bike is to get your butt on that seat and start pedaling. You're not going to pull up a YouTube video and watch 1,000 videos on how to do it. You're not going to go pick up a book on how to ride a bike and read about it and all the equipment and blah, blah, blah. You just eventually need to stop reading about it and get up and start doing it. So there's three things that make up confidence. Number one is going to be understanding. This is where knowledge does come in handy, because you have to know what you're talking about, right? Bonus points to whoever can unmute themselves right now and tell me how you get to diamond status. Anyone? Someone should know the answer to this. How do you get to
8 coaches and 2 of them have to be emerald.
Bingo. Understanding is one of the first things. Question number 2. How do you gain Success Club points? There's 2 ways. Someone go.
Challenge packs and Shakeology HD.
And how many points are those worth?
2 for challenge packs and 1 for Shakeology.
Bingo. Understanding. Do you guys start to see where I'm going with this? You are in business for yourself. Beachbody is not paying you to be an employee, to show up to work, to do the bare minimum, to punch in and punch out. This is your business. It's your decision if you are lazy or if you bust your ass. Every day you wake up, you make a choice to sleep in or to get up and rise and grind. That's why we have our team name switched to Rise and Grind now, isn't it? Understanding your business is one of the key components to becoming successful in it, because if somebody comes to you and they're asking about challenge packs, and trust me, you will get these people that before they sign up with the challenge pack or even the coaching business, especially the coaching business, they're going to ask you 3,000 different questions about the most random stuff. It's up to you to have the knowledge, which eventually leads to confidence, to answer those questions. So you guys can see, I just, blurted out 2 questions off the top of my head. I had 2 people that knew exactly about it. Those are 2 people who have knowledge. That's only 1/3 of the pie. Number 2 is going to be skills. It's one thing to have the knowledge. It's another to have the skills to implement it. For example, myself, I started, I'm not going to talk about my physical transformation or anything like that. I'm just talking about how I used to do YouTube videos. If you go back and watch my very first YouTube videos, I was extremely shy. My voice was slightly higher pitched, because that's what we as humans do when we're in an uncomfortable situation. And throughout the video series from 5 years ago up until now, you can hear my voice drop, because with confidence, at least for a male, your voice drops. So you can go through my old YouTube videos and see where I started. And one of my goals in life is to become a motivational speaker on a stage. So my skills I have to practice are speaking, getting used to eye contact. I have to research, gain the knowledge, which is number 1, understanding. Number 2, I have to gain the skills of learning how to speak better, be more fluent, gain people's attention, be a person of influence and inspiration. Those are skills I have to master. In the Beachbody world, we have to master and gain the skill of learning to invite people. We have to learn the skill of influencing people, right? We have to be able to, and influencing means, it's one of my favorite words. Influencing simply means that people listen to what you have to say. You're able to influence them to listen. And trust me, I've been in the position where nobody listened to a damn thing I had to say because I was not confident in anything I was saying. the second I gained confidence is the second people started listening to me. You know, it's like I get a lot of questions. They're like, Chaz, how do you sell your challenge packs? Like every time I try to sell a challenge pack, I get these people that give up objections like price and I don't have time and all that stuff. How do you get your people to commit? And my simple answer is because when they come to me, they know I'm serious. When people come to me, they know I've already influenced them. I'm not somebody who's just wishy-washy and like, well, yeah, you can get this challenge pack. No, like by the time they come to me, they know, hey, if you're ready to do this, all right, let's do it. If not, don't waste my time. Next person. You have to have that mentality. So number one, understanding, having the knowledge, doing your research, reading, personal development, that's where all that stuff happens. Number two, and that's actually number one is where a lot of people get stuck. Like I just talked about riding the bike. A lot of people get stuck in the research phase, in the learning phase. Eventually, you need to implement that stuff because knowledge is only potential power. Knowledge is power if it's implemented, if it's practiced on a daily basis. Number two is skills. You have to put those knowledge points to use. Number three, practice. Number one and two, those are kind of no-brainers. You should know about your business. You should know how much it is to sign up as a coach, whether it be the $39 fee if it's just by itself or if it's the challenge pack and they get that thing waived. You should know about your business, the ins and outs on how it works. You should put it to practice, having the skills, practice the art of inviting. If you don't know how, guess what? Number three on our vital behaviors. Number two, personal development. Personal development is where you learn how to do stuff. I get too many people that ask me simple questions that they could have easily looked up in the coach FAQ or on Google and found it. I absolutely do not mind questions. I love when people have questions for me, but make sure you have tried at least to look it up yourself and take initiative for your own knowledge. And number three is practice. You're going to suck the first time you do anything. Did any of you hop on a bike and get it the first time you did it? Unless you're Don and a rock star. The first time you rode a bike, you probably fell down a few times. It may have taken you a couple weeks or a couple months to learn how to do that thing. The first time you ever went swimming, you probably freaked out because you were going to drown unless someone was there to pick you up. The first time you went out and talked to a stranger, you were probably nervous. Your heart rate was like this, 1,000 beats a minute. The first time you do anything, you suck at it. The first time you do a YouTube video, it's not going to come out the best. Do it anyways. Practice, 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 practice. Go look at my first YouTube videos compared to now. You will see a visible difference in how I speak to people and my confidence level more than anything. Why? Because I did it over and over and over and over. If you're hosting challenge groups and they are unsuccessful, why are you quitting on yourself? If you're hosting challenge groups and they're unsuccessful, what in the world is quitting going to do for you? Absolutely nothing. You're going to go reverse. What if you kept practicing hosting challenge groups? I can tell you what happens because this is what I did. You keep practicing those challenge groups, you keep going and never give up on yourself, it will happen. It will work. Half the coaches on this team are because of challenge groups. Half of those coaches that join here are because of challenge groups, and those challenge groups are because I failed many times to make it happen. Even now, I have had failed challenge groups in the last 3 months. I see people that always ask me like, oh, Chaz, you're hosting challenge groups all the time. They must be so successful. And I say, no, I have to promote so much because half of them are a dud because of my own leadership, because I wasn't having the confidence and following it myself. So these are the three things you need to keep in mind when it comes to confidence, because again, confidence is one of the key crucial aspects of becoming a successful coach. Like I said, you can have all the knowledge in the world. It won't mean crap unless you have the confidence to back it up. Again, confidence is having knowledge paired with practice, done several times through practice. First action item of this call is to make your event page for the July 21st challenge group that we're doing as a team. Invite 50 people to that. Out of those 50 people that do say they're going, because a lot of people won't know the details. Out of those 50 people, privately message them, form, again, family, occupation, recreation, and message. Form them, find out their goals, find out why they want to do this thing. Give them the challenge pack options. Let them know this is going to be a serious 30-day push. If you push for these 30 days, it will change your life. Second action item of this call, listen to everything I just said, because as you can see, I didn't have to glance down once at this notebook because this does not come out of a notebook. This comes out of my own experience as far as confidence. Second action item is to make a list of all the things you are not confident in. Talking to people about challenge packs, talking to people about the coaching opportunity, business, talking to anybody. Some of us are introverts. I used to be, actually, it's hard to believe now because you may see me here where I'm kind of like, I don't mind what people think. I mean, I pick friggin' skin off my nose on a team meeting. I don't care. I never used to be that way, though. Growing up until like 3 years ago, I was a complete introvert, and that's perfectly fine. Just make a list of what you're not confident with. Maybe you're not confident with your body. Maybe you're not confident with yourself. Write that down. Because you have to acknowledge what you're not confident with in order to overcome it somehow. You don't have to share this list with the group. I'm not going to ask you to do that. That's complete bonus points if you want to share your weaknesses, because we're here as a team to lift each other up. We all have weaknesses, guys. I have mine. You have yours. If you want to share those with the team, that's great. Find support. Find a success buddy. But the biggest thing is write those down so you acknowledge what those weaknesses are, what you need to improve on. And the biggest thing, don't just research on how to improve it. Do it. Take what you learn and implement it, and just keep practicing. Keep freaking going. That's all I got for you today. I'm going to open this thing up for Q&A, so feel free to unmute yourself if you have any questions that you would like answered. Everyone all fine and dandy?
Not a question, but I'm pumped about the business opportunity that you're going to host every week. That can be big.
Nice. Yeah, I figured that was a good move. Like I said, I didn't want to record mine specifically. I figured I do this.
Yeah, live is going to be good.
Go ahead.
Doing it live is going to be good.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be helpful. There's something about being live. It's a little bit more powerful. I mean, you look at the summit we went to. You can't get that out of a video. Cannot get that out of video. So yeah, I'm definitely excited. I'm going to try to work on that this week so I can start launching it next week.
Yeah, anything you need, just let me know.
Awesome.
I'll send you mine. I'll send you Blake's.
There you go. Yeah, I'm definitely going to need to pick your brain on those slides.
Okay.
Awesome. Anyone else?
Doug Fitzgerald also has some kind of webinar presentation for the business thing.
Cool.
Maybe you get some ideas from him too.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, I'm definitely going to look up some of the top leaders like Lindsay and all those guys. I'm going to watch each of theirs and kind of get the best of each thing and make it our own. Thumbs up, everyone good to go? Awesome. I am ready to kick this month in the ass. I don't know about you guys. This has been Coach Chaz. I appreciate each of you guys for being on this team call. Aside from that, peace out. Have a blessed day. I'll see you guys soon.
Great.